Hello, today we'll be talking about creative destruction, adapt or die. We'll be learning today's lessons one of the following. Firstly, we'll learn what is creative destruction. Then we'll learn why is creative destruction important. And finally, we will cover examples of creative destruction across different industries. Be precise, 3 different industries. Then a recap. What is creative destruction? Creative destruction is like when something new and better comes along and replaces the old way of doing things. You can think of it as upgrading from an old phone to a new smartphone. The old phone will still work, but the new one does things so much better. For example, it could have a better storage space. So people start using the new one more. This process of creating something new that destroys the old is the key part of how economies grow and improve. The idea of creative destruction was coined by Joseph A. Schumpeter, who was a theorist and economist. Why is creative destruction important? Creative destruction is an economic process where new innovations and ideas replace older and less efficient ones, leading to the dismantling of established practices to make way for improved methods. It is a continuous cycle of innovation and change that drives progress in a capitalist economy. Here are some reasons why it is important. The first reason is that it drives economic growth and progress, as it is a fundamental force that revolutionizes the economic structure, which leads to long term economic growth and progress by making scarce resources more productive. Next is that it fosters innovation, as it is driven by the introduction of new ideas, products, and technologies. This ensures a continuous improvement and the replacement of outdated practices. And then finally, it leads to better products and services as consumers benefit more from gaining new and improved offerings that provide lower prices, better performance, new features, and greater convenience. Now there are more reasons, but these are the 3 I've decided to mention for today's lesson. Lastly, examples of creative destruction across different industries. Here are some examples of creative destruction in 3 different industries, as I mentioned earlier. The first industry is the automotive industry. As Henry Ford's assembly line, when Henry Ford introduced the assembly line for making cars, it was a new and much faster way to build vehicles. This method made cars cheaper and more accessible to many people, but to also replace older and slower ways of manufacturing cars that involve more manual and individual craftsmanship. Photography industry. Digital cameras replacing film cameras for nearly a century. Photography relied on film, like the kind that Kodak perfected, but then the digital cameras came along, allowing people to take pictures instantly and read them on a screen without needing to develop film. This new technology made film cameras and related businesses like photo development labs largely obsolete. Then the third industry that I'll mention creative destruction in is the retail industry. E-commerce replacing brick and mortar stores before the internet. Most shopping happened in physical stores. However, companies like Amazon introduced e-commerce, which allowed people to buy almost anything online and have it delivered to their homes. This convenience led to many traditional retail stores closing down as consumers shifted their shopping habits. To wrap up, we learned about what creative destruction is and how it is the process of replacing something old with something new that does a function better than the old. For example, as seen here, digital cameras replacing film cameras. We learned why it's important, as it does things such as foster innovation, as it welcomes the creation of new ideas. Then we finally went over examples of creative destruction, such as the assembly line, digital cameras, and e-commerce. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more.